Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2017. So exciting. I love starting New Year's. I don't know why, and not because it's a fresh start. I'm not a new person at all, but I always just find it exciting getting organized and I always feel way more motivated. So that is something that pushed me into making this video today. If I write it down, I feel like I just kind of bullshit answers, but if I actually say it out loud, I feel like I eventually come to a conclusion. I'm going to be reflecting a little bit on 2016, which is a very long time because it's a year, so I don't want to blab on too much about that, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on what is exciting and nerve-wracking about the year 2017. One thing I want to change for sure about my videos this year is I want them to be a lot more chatty and relaxed, and I want you guys to feel like you can get involved. I don't want it to be too kind of commercial because I personally get put off by stuff like that now. So 2016 in terms of YouTube. I hit 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of the year. I remember I was on my holiday in Antarctica, which probably sounds random to new subscribers, but I went to Antarctica, and because of that, I ended up taking most of the year, probably about 10 months, to upload vlogs from that trip. I had hit 1,000 subscribers, which was my New Year's goal. So I was incredibly happy. And my goal was to hit 2,000 by 2017, which clearly I didn't hit, but I still think I did a reasonably good job. I was so busy in all areas of my life this year that I'm surprised that my channel still grew at a reasonable rate. So I'm really thankful for that. So thank you so much to all of you who are watching, who are subscribed. And if you haven't, you should click that subscribe button. A lot of people don't like making accounts, but if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. I wanted to hit over 200,000 views on my whole channel, and I did hit that, which is really, really exciting and is insane to me. 200,000 views, excuse me, mostly with the size that my channel is. I'm also really proud of my #1 most popular video hitting over 100,000 views. 100,000 views. That's literally half of my views. I feel like my YouTube channel throughout 2016 was a mess, and I'm sure most of you guys have noticed it. Maybe you haven't. If you haven't, that's very nice. But to me, I've just learnt so much about what I should change in the upcoming year and just the upcoming years in general. The first one I've already touched on, and that's to do with my travel vlogs and how they took an entire year to upload, which is absolutely ridiculous. The thing I learned from that isn't actually to upload more frequently, it's just to not film as much. I was honestly just filming on way too many devices, and I've definitely learnt my lesson. I borrowed a DSLR from my university, which I was filming way too much on. We were filming on a GoPro, which I'm really happy we bought because we got some really cool footage on it, but each of the files was like 40 minutes long, and that's just ridiculous to manage. And other than that, I was filming on my iPhone, my dad's iPhone, and my mum's iPhone. The iPhones weren't too hard to manage because they all had time codes that were perfect. But the other stuff, on the other hand, I don't know if it's because we're in Antarctica or what, but it freaked out and none of it was correct at all. Some of the dates were incorrect and stuff, and it didn't help that it was summer in Antarctica, and when it's summer in Antarctica, it is light at all times, so I couldn't even go by daylight. For sure, with Japan, I'm just going to manage everything along the way. That was probably my #1 YouTube mistake in 2016. The second one was getting behind in my vlogs. I was always on average a month or 2 months behind, as you've probably noticed from all of these vlogs coming from before Vlogmas. But I think I've only got a few of them left, which is awesome because then I can start fresh in 2017 and be reasonably up to date. In terms of sitting down videos like this one, I am pretty happy with everything I put up, but I just don't think I did enough of them, and I think I tried way too hard to make them perfect. I would always wait for the perfect opportunity of when I'm really, really happy to film. You can't wait for everything in life to be perfect to film. Like, that's just a little bit ridiculous. And I feel like I'm slowly learning that. I noticed throughout Vlogmas, I was much more honest about the emotions that I was feeling, and I felt really good because of it. I felt like I had more of a connection with you guys, and I just felt like there was a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was a really therapeutic thing for me, so I really want to continue doing that. Definitely want to make my videos a lot more chatty and mainly just more personal and specific to my hobbies and what I enjoy and what I'm feeling at the time. Now moving on to university, which was insane in 2016. I started my course in 2015 in June, and it was pretty easy, honestly. From there onwards, oh my God, it got intense, but it also got amazing. It got so much better, and I feel like my passion is so much stronger. But scarily enough, 2017, this year is the year that I graduate, and it's not even at the end of the year because it's a 2-year course. Remember, I started in June, so I'm graduating in June. I'm graduating in 6 months, which is crazy. So weird for me to wrap my head around because I swear I just graduated high school, and it's scary as hell, in all honesty. Now and then I get really stressed about it, very anxious, very nervous, very down about it. Obviously, I'll be continuing to work in the industry, so everything in that regard will continue, and that's great, but there's still so much I'm losing. I think one of the main things I'm going to miss is all of the friends that I've made at JMC. Obviously, I can continue to see friends out of university, and I'll be working with most of them in the industry, which is amazing, but it's still this constant thing where I get to see them, and it just breaks my heart a little bit. Anyway, friendships aside, I'm just feeling mixed feelings about graduating. I'm feeling excited and nervous. So excited because I've already had the most amazing experiences, and once I've graduated, I will probably be offered even more. And the idea of not having to do assignments and having more time in my week, like, yeah, I love my classes, but imagine how much more time I'm going to have. Now moving on to the film and television industry and how that is going and how I feel about it continuing. I've really got to learn to give myself more credit. That's the main thing I have learned throughout this year. I mainly feel good when I think about how I felt at the beginning of 2016. I remember I was talking to my parents and I was like, wow, imagine if I got to do something outside of university projects while I was still at university. I would be so lucky. And I just can't believe how many things I've experienced this year. I feel so lucky. I should just quickly tell you about the things that we did at university. We first of all did a short film that I was production designer on, which was a crazy experience for so many reasons. There was so much drama on set, but it also brought me way closer to a bunch of people, so I'm not really too sad about it when I think about it. I think it's totally worth it in the end. It was cool being a production designer because it was the first time I ever had. And we did our music videos, and I was lucky enough to be DOP on ours, which is director of photography. So I got to film all of it and make all the decisions in terms of lighting and just the visuals overall. And it was an amazing experience. Then after the music videos, we had to move on to our mock advertisements, and we had to do a fake Domino's commercial, and I was directing it. And this was the first time I've ever been director, and it was an incredible experience. It really is something I like about directing, and I really want to do it a little bit more in the future. So that was it in terms of actual projects. Everything else was outside of it. In terms of documentaries, I didn't work on any documentaries throughout the year until December, which was during Vlogmas. And it was something insane. I can't even wrap my head around it, and it's still something that's going to be ongoing. Basically, I am assistant camera on a documentary about the women's Collingwood AFL football team. I have always had AFL in my life. I have been a Western Bulldogs member since I was a few weeks old. So basically throughout December, we filmed some of the interviews of the girls, and that was so much fun. And we've also done a little bit of B-roll, and throughout the rest of this upcoming year, we're going to be filming more and more. My friend Jake is the one who's filming it, and I'm his assistant. And this lovely girl I met recently called Jazz is the one who came up with this documentary in the first place. So it's awesome that we're just this small little team working on something that is so exciting. In terms of short films, I've been lucky enough to work on 5 this year. One of them was the one that I mentioned before that my class did, which was called Melancholia. The second one was another trimester 3 short film like the one I did, and it was called Sour Milk. And I wasn't anything major at all on that. I was mainly just a location manager because they were filming in my dad's office, but I still got to help out here and there. I never worked with most of them before, and I thought they were great, so I'm glad that I got to network with them. Then I was lucky enough to be working on a graduate film, which is very exciting, called The Cycle, and I was production designer on it, and it was a mockumentary, and it was so much fun. I didn't know anybody very well at all, so it was really cool working with those people for the first time. Then I was also production designer more recently in November for the short film Pickles. It was quite stressful in terms of organizing the props and the costumes and stuff, but when I got there, I was like, this is going to be awesome. I also feel like it was the biggest challenge for me in terms of production design because the props were so important, and there was so much I could add to it that would help add to the story and make it more in depth, and I just loved that. I also helped out on another one which you would have seen in Vlogmas if you watched that. I think I was production designer assistant, but I was almost like the gaffer assistant and the runner, and it was awesome. Absolutely exhausting though, because it was a few days, and most days we ended up getting home at 4 a.m. and I had uni the next day or a shoot, so that week was absolutely crazy. That short film, I didn't say the name, was Operation Aries, and the crew for Pickles and Operation Aries was very, very similar, and I loved working with those people, and I really hope I work with them more in the future, because I just think they are so talented, and I feel like I get along so well with a lot of them, and I'm friends with some of them now. I just remembered I actually worked on 6 short films. I can't believe I forgot this one. This was one that I did not expect at all. This came completely out of the blue. I didn't know any of these people on set. All of them were female. One of them even had a child. I can't remember the full name on top of my head because I could only fit Cinderella in the clapperboard, but let's just call it Cinderella for now. It was really, really cool, and it's being entered in a short film festival. I can't remember what one. I have a feeling it was Tropfest. In terms of music videos, if you chuck my other one aside, I didn't really do too much. I helped out on the other music video in my class, and I was best boy. I was just doing little things, like I was moving the reflector to the beat of the music. In terms of ads and promotional videos, other than the mock Domino's ad I did, I helped out on the mock Cadbury ad, so that was cool. I don't really have a real role though. Like, I did the clapper, but I wasn't assistant camera necessarily. I was assistant camera on a promotional video for the show Wine Time Live, which is a Facebook live TV show with this amazing location at the Greyhound Hotel and this huge stage. Wine Time Live is basically like a game show where they put 2 B-grade celebrities up against each other. So in the promotional video, they had those celebrities there, and one of them used to be on Australian Idol. I hope it's Australian Idol. And the other one is a member of the Pussycat Dolls, which is so, so cool. And because of that promotional video, moving on to the next category, live shows, I actually worked on that Facebook live show. I was a camera operator on it, and it was freaking awesome. And Wine Time Live is going to continue throughout this year. I'm not sure when exactly, but I am so excited. The thing I actually did the most, which is the last category here, is live music performances. So 2 of the things were kind of university based. We're basically filming the trimester 6's music students' last performances, and we were directing it live and switching it live and everything, and that was awesome. It was also really cool because I got to film people I've filmed before. Other than that though, I filmed a jazz singer, which was really, really cool. Turns out he's been continuing to tour the world since, which is insane. Technically this is a live show, I just realized, but I helped out at the event Face the Music. I got to film an interview with Peking Duck, the band, and I didn't expect to know anyone there because I don't know too much about music, so I was over the moon. I can't believe that. I got to film the show The Song Reel, which is a live show, but at the same time, it's technically like a music performance thing. I got to film someone I knew last week, which is insane. Someone I've literally listened to since I was about 12, which is crazy, maybe younger than that, maybe 10. And it's Goite. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the other guest I didn't actually know personally, but their name is Monty Cotton, which you may know, so that was pretty cool. My friend Tim and I were lucky enough to film some JMC musicians, and it was really cool to actually collaborate with them outside of the projects. So we filmed the musician Taylor Piggott and the band Creature Fear, and they're both awesome, and hopefully we can keep working with them in the future. And because of that, it actually led to us working with another musician, and her name is Taylor Carroll, and I actually have her album on iTunes right here, and I have the physical thing over there. So we filmed the release of her EP, which was awesome, and she's so talented, and it was just so cool to be able to get an opportunity like that. Also, as you may have noticed throughout Vlogmas, I recently filmed something else. My parents had a work getaway for their company, Reho Travel, and it was at Phillip Island, and they did glamping and stuff, and I filmed the entire experience, and that will probably go up on their website or something, which is really, really cool. The only reason I'm sharing this is because it's something I didn't expect would happen until I graduated, and it's something I felt really worried and scared about. I have gotten 3 paid jobs already. I am so thrilled about that. It's all going in a savings account, so don't worry, I haven't spent any of it. Obviously a low rate because I can't be given industry standard at this point. So in terms of what is coming industry-wise in 2017, most of it, I wouldn't have a clue what it is yet. It's going to come probably the week before or potentially the night before. I do know a lot of projects that are in the works that I've been asked to work on, and none of them are fully confirmed yet. Or if they're confirmed, I don't feel like they're fully confirmed because sometimes you're like is this actually happening? Other than that though, I have graduate films to look forward to, which are definitely confirmed. And one of them is the documentary Book Burbia, which I've already filmed half of. And then when I come back from Japan, I'm working on 2 short films. One of them is called Spokes, and I'm assistant camera for Jake again. And the second one is called Tooth and Nail, which I am DOP on. I'm filming it and I'm so nervous, but so excited. The crowdfunding campaign is going up, I think, in the next week for it. So as soon as it's up, I'll link it to all of you guys on social media. I've already touched on most of this, but in terms of friendship, I have been granted with way too many friends this year. I have been so lucky this year. I started getting close to pretty much everyone in my trimester. Then I met the trimester below me and the trimester above me, and I was like, what is happening? These people are freaking awesome, and I love all of them. I also love that I maintained most of the friendships I had throughout high school. It's so great catching up with people when you already have that like really strong personal connection, and I've had the most fun times with them. In terms of all the friendships that I had in 2016, I just feel like I created the most fun memories out of any other year, and I'm so grateful for that. I'd mainly like to focus on just maintaining those friendships and growing them even stronger and having really awesome memories. In terms of family, I don't really have too much to say because my parents and I have always been really close, and I think throughout 2016 I've grown even closer to them, which is great. I would also really like to connect more with the rest of my family. We really did grow apart throughout 2016. I can't deny that at all. You probably noticed in my Christmas video that I had 2 people at Christmas. Doesn't that say a lot? It's definitely something I want to work on throughout 2017. I definitely want to grow closer to my family, those that are interested in growing closer to me, and I want to experience more, and I don't want to be waiting until Christmas to see them. That's my main goal. In terms of my relationship, I really don't have much to say. I had an amazing year with my boyfriend. I mainly don't have anything to say because in about a week, we've been together for 5 years. So obviously we know each other really well, we're very close. I really liked actually that this year we went on our first trip overseas together with my parents to Vanuatu. I feel like that was really cool because we also went to Falls Creek, which we do every year and have for the past few years. And I just love having him there. I just think it's an even better experience, and I'm sure it will continue being the same throughout 2017. Fingers crossed anyway, because I can't say that with too much confidence because life is unpredictable, but I can't see it any other way. In terms of my mental health, I am really proud of myself. Seriously, like I do still feel anxious now and then because I guess I have anxiety and it doesn't always fully go. Is that the first time I've ever said that on camera? Probably. I always say I feel anxious, but I never actually say I have anxiety. But I was diagnosed with anxiety in 2015 at the beginning. I should probably make a proper video opening up about this. I'm not going to tell you my whole story right now. But I have been feeling so much better throughout this year. I have definitely felt some lows, definitely. I've felt it time and time again. I'm sure most people did. Every single direction of emotions, I felt it at its full intensity, and it was challenging. And I'm proud of myself because I still managed to feel pretty happy a lot of the time, which is insane. And I feel like I overcame so many obstacles. The main thing that helped me with that was my psychologist. I really hope the 2017 is the same, and I have a feeling it will be. And if it isn't, I can just return back to more psychologist sessions and it will be okay, which is a really comforting feeling. In terms of physical health, I'm kind of a bit all over the place. As I've said in a video before, I'm pretty sure like a health related one, I weigh more than I ever had before. My hips getting wider, so therefore it'll weigh more. Or I can see I'm getting a little bit musclier, therefore it'll weigh more. But I'm still always a little bit strange about the number on the scale, and I know it's very rational. I probably will make like an updated health or body image related video soon. I want to focus this year mainly on building up my muscle because I really got to in my industry, and also because I like feeling stronger, and I also just like what being toned looks like, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Those of you who watch my vlogs would have also noticed I got sick so much throughout 2016. I don't think I went a month without going to the doctors, which is so weird. I was having viruses constantly, or colds, or flus, or like just weird stuff. And my stomach has been so bad. It's been bad since like 2014. My digestion is such a pain. So it means that probably, honestly, 70% of the time, maybe 80% of the time, I'm bloated. And throughout the average week, I will feel sick or be in pain at least 3 times. And it's been that way for years. Now and then it gets better, but at this stage, it's been like this for a couple months straight and it sucks. So that's something I really want to tackle throughout 2017. In terms of organization, I feel like 2016 was a flop. I went through stages where I had to-do lists and my room was super organized and I was just like Wonder Woman, and that would only last for like 2 weeks and it sucked. The one thing I realized though at the end of the year is how much more I prefer using the calendar on my phone. I really want to use my calendar heaps throughout 2017 to stay really, really organized, and I really want to take advantage of to-do lists and be really strict about it and just actually get stuff done, even just tackle one thing a day. But I just feel like I'm heading in a better direction in all of the aspects of my life, and I can't wait to continue to head in that direction. In terms of New Year's resolutions, I don't have anything written down yet exactly, but I'm probably during editing going to make a list based off the stuff I said, but I have been thinking of some just really casual, fun ones recently, and I'm going to continue sharing them on my social media. A couple though that I've shared already is that I really want to watch more in 2017. I want to watch more TV shows and movies and documentaries. Another thing is I want to use less Snapchat filters. Obviously using the pretty ones is fine, but I want to not rely on them because I find I've used them so much throughout 2016. I'm not used to my face without a Snapchat filter, and I'm sure most of you guys can relate. So I really want to be a little more comfortable in my skin and not have that feeling, because I don't really like feeling that way. I really want to read more books and listen to more music and podcasts and stuff. I just want to have more fun with doing stuff like that because it's something that definitely brings me joy. Also, one major thing that I'm looking forward to in 2017 that I forgot to mention before is I'm going to Japan. In 16 days, I am leaving for Japan. When you see this video, it will be less, and I am just so excited. I've never been this excited for a trip before. I'm vlogging the entire thing and I have my brand new gimbal, which is going to make everything look so much prettier, and I'm just so excited. So that is one thing is already making me feel like 2017 is going to be even better than 2016. So, so happy. Anyway, that's it for this super long chatty video. I apologize for how long it is. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and comment below any of your New Year's resolutions or things you're looking forward to or things you enjoyed in 2016. And remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.